Ladies and gentlemen, today we uncover a reality that lurks beneath the surface, a truth so shocking that once you see it, you can never unsee it. The world is full of people who wear masks, hiding their true selves behind charm and charisma, but behind closed doors, their actions tell a different story. These are the narcissists, masters of deception, who manipulate, control, and drain the very life out of those around them. Narcissists are masters of manipulation, and one of their most powerful tactics is distorting reality to control those around them. They do this in ways that are so subtle, so insidious, that many victims don't even realize it's happening until it's too late. This psychological manipulation, known as gaslighting, is designed to make you doubt your own thoughts, feelings, and memories over time. It can leave even the strongest individuals questioning their sanity. A narcissist's goal is not just to control what you do, but to control how you think. They will twist conversations, deny things they've said or done, and even rewrite history to suit their narrative. If you confront them about something hurtful they did, they will often respond with statements like, "That never happened," or "You're too sensitive." By constantly invalidating your experiences, they wear down your confidence in your own perception of reality. One of their favorite tactics is to make you feel like the problem is always you. If you express hurt or frustration, they will turn the blame back on you, making you feel guilty for even bringing it up. They might say you always overreact, or you're imagining things. This makes you second guess yourself. And over time, you may even start apologizing for things that weren't your fault. The more you doubt yourself, the more control they gain over your thoughts and emotions. Narcissists are also highly skilled at using selective memory to manipulate situations. They conveniently forget things that expose their wrongdoing while remembering every little mistake you've ever made. If you remind them of a promise they made, they'll say, "I never said that." But if you slip up even once, they will remind you of it over and over, using it as a weapon to make you feel unworthy. Another way they distort reality is by isolating you from people who might help you see the truth. They will plant seeds of doubt about your friends and family, making you believe that others are against you or don't truly care about you by doing this. They cut you off from outside perspectives, leaving you more vulnerable to their manipulation. The more isolated you become, the more dependent you are on them for validation, and the deeper their control over you grows. Perhaps the most disturbing part of this manipulation is that it's done with such confidence that you begin to believe their lies even when you feel something is wrong. Their unwavering certainty can make you question yourself. You might feel confused, anxious, and emotionally exhausted, but you won't be able to pinpoint why. That's the power of gaslighting. It keeps you trapped in a cycle of self-doubt while the narcissist maintains complete control. The only way to break free is to trust yourself again, recognize the patterns, reclaim your reality, and refuse to let anyone make you doubt your own mind. Once you see through the illusion, their power over you begins to fade, and you can step into the clarity and freedom you deserve. Narcissists do not seek love in the way most people do. While they may appear affectionate, charming, and deeply invested in a relationship, their actions reveal a different truth. What they truly crave is power, not love. To a narcissist, relationships are not about mutual respect, emotional connection, or genuine care. They are about dominance, control, and feeding their ego. Their ability to manipulate emotions allows them to keep their victims trapped in a cycle of hope, confusion, and heartbreak at the beginning of a relationship. Narcissists often engage in a tactic called love bombing. They shower their target with excessive attention, compliments, and affection. They make their partner feel special, as if they are the most important person in the world. This overwhelming display of love creates an emotional high, making their target feel deeply valued and desired. However, this phase is not genuine. It is merely a strategy to establish control. Once the narcissist feels they have gained enough emotional influence over their partner, their behavior begins to change gradually. The narcissist starts withdrawing their affection, becoming distant, critical, or even cruel. They may ignore their partner's needs, belittle their emotions, or create unnecessary conflicts. When their partner expresses concern or asks why things have changed, the narcissist deflects blame, making them feel guilty for even asking. This emotional manipulation keeps the victim in a constant state of uncertainty, always chasing the love they were once given. The more the victim tries to fix the relationship, the more power the narcissist gains. Narcissists use love as a weapon of control. They give affection when they want something and withhold it when they want to punish or manipulate. This creates a cycle of emotional addiction where the victim craves the approval and validation of the narcissist. Since they have experienced the initial phase of intense love, they believe that if they just try harder, they can bring it back. But the truth is, the narcissist never truly loved them in the first place. They only loved the power they had over them in private. A narcissist's love is conditional and transactional. They expect unwavering admiration, complete obedience, and endless emotional labor from their partner. But they give little to nothing in return. Any form of independence or self-respect from the victim is seen as a threat if their partner tries to establish boundaries. The narcissist will either guilt trip them, explode in anger, or manipulate them into compliance. They cannot tolerate a relationship where they are not in complete control. Perhaps the most painful realization for those involved with the narcissist is that their love was never real. The narcissist does not seek a soulmate or a partner. They seek a servant. They do not desire emotional intimacy. They desire dominance. Understanding this truth is the first step toward freedom. The moment you recognize that you deserve love without conditions, control, or fear is the moment their power over you begins to crumble. Real love is built on respect, trust, and mutual care, something a narcissist is incapable of giving. Narcissists appear confident, self-assured, and even untouchable. But beneath their carefully crafted image lies a deep and haunting fear, the fear of being exposed. They work tirelessly to maintain the illusion of superiority, but in reality, their arrogance is just a mask for their insecurity. Their greatest nightmare is that someone will see through their deception and reveal them for who they truly are: fragile, manipulative, and desperate for validation. This fear drives their every action, making them behave in ways that are both cunning and destructive to protect their false image. Narcissists go to great lengths to control how others perceive them. They carefully curate their public persona, presenting themselves as successful, kind, and charismatic. They seek admiration and approval, often positioning themselves as the hero or the victim in any story. They crave attention and will go to extreme measures to ensure they are always seen in a positive light. However, behind closed doors, their behavior is entirely different when no one is watching. They can be cold, cruel, and emotionally abusive. One of the ways narcissists guard against exposure is by silencing those who know the truth. If someone begins to see through their lies, they will do whatever it takes to discredit them. They might spread false rumors, paint themselves as the victim, or turn others against a person who threatens their carefully built image. This is known as a smear campaign. It is one of the most powerful weapons in their arsenal. By manipulating the narrative, they ensure that even if someone speaks out, no one will believe them. Narcissists also use intimidation and guilt to keep their victims quiet. If you challenge them, they may react with explosive rage, using fear to force you into submission. They might threaten to ruin your reputation, destroy your relationships, or even harm themselves to make you feel responsible. If aggression doesn't work, they will shift to emotional manipulation, playing the victim and making you feel guilty for daring to question them. They know that as long as they can control your emotions, they can keep their secrets safe. What makes narcissists even more dangerous is that they believe their own lies. They are so deeply invested in their illusion that they convince themselves they are always right. And others are always wrong. This is why they react with such extreme defensiveness when confronted. They cannot tolerate anything that threatens their self-image. Even the smallest criticism can trigger an over-the-top reaction because it reminds them of the truth they are desperately trying to escape. Understanding that narcissists are driven by fear rather than true confidence can be empowering when you realize that their attacks, manipulation, and lies are all a desperate attempt to avoid exposure. You stop taking their behavior personally. You see them for what they really are, insecure individuals hiding behind a mask. The best way to defeat them is not to fight them on their terms, but to refuse to play their game. The moment you stop feeding their illusion is the moment their power over you begins to crumble. Narcissists cannot stand the idea of someone else shining brighter than they do. They thrive on control, admiration, and superiority, which means they see other people's success as a direct threat. Because of this, they engage in secret sabotage, working behind the scenes to ensure that no one rises above them. Their need to dominate and control every situation leads them to undermine, manipulate, and destroy the confidence of those around them, all while pretending to be supportive. One of the most common ways narcissists sabotage others is through subtle discouragement and doubt. They will make comments designed to shake your confidence, saying things like, "Are you sure you can handle that?" Or, "Well, that's really difficult. Maybe you should try something easier." These statements seem harmless on the surface, but over time they plant seeds of self-doubt, making you question your abilities. The narcissist's goal is to keep you from pursuing your dreams so that you never outshine them. Narcissists also engage in backstabbing and gossip to damage your reputation. If they see you as competition, they will spread false rumors, twist the truth, and turn others against you. They may act friendly to your face while secretly bad-mouthing you behind your back. This tactic is especially common in workplaces, friendships, and family dynamics. The narcissist wants to create an environment where they are always seen as the superior one, while ensuring that others view you as flawed or unworthy. Another method of sabotage is taking credit for your hard work while blaming you for failures in a workplace. For example, they might steal your ideas, present them as their own, and accept praise while giving you none. If something goes wrong, however, they will make sure you take the blame. This ensures that they remain in a position of power and that others continue to see them as successful, even when their success is built on the efforts of others. Narcissists also use manipulation and control to keep people dependent on them. If they sense that you are growing in confidence or independence, they will try to pull you back under their influence. They might use guilt, telling you that you are being selfish or focusing on your goals. They may create unnecessary drama to distract you from your success. Sometimes they will even act as though they are helping you, offering bad advice, delaying your progress, or setting you up for failure, so that they can later say, "I told you so." Perhaps the most painful form of sabotage is emotional abuse designed to break your spirit. Narcissists know that if they can control your emotions, they can control your actions. They may insult you, make you feel unworthy, or dismiss your achievements as unimportant over time. Their constant negativity can wear you down, making you believe that you are not capable of success. Recognizing these tactics is the first step in breaking free. The truth is, narcissists fear those who are independent, confident, and self-sufficient. They do not want you to succeed because your success highlights their insecurity. The best way to defeat a narcissist is to refuse to be controlled by their sabotage. Keep moving forward, keep believing in yourself, and never let their fear-based manipulation define your worth. Narcissists are experts at deception and One of their most shocking secrets is that they often live double lives. While they present themselves as kind, successful, or even morally upright individuals in public, their private actions tell a very different story. They carefully craft an image of themselves that is designed to gain admiration and trust. But behind closed doors, they engage in behaviors that would completely shatter that illusion if exposed. This is what makes them so dangerous. Their ability to maintain two completely different versions of themselves in public. A narcissist may appear charming, generous, and even self-sacrificing. They may go out of their way to help others, offer support, or appear deeply involved in their community. They thrive on the admiration they receive from being seen as a good person. However, in private, they are often cold, manipulative, and even cruel to those closest to them. Their family, friends, or romantic partners see a side of them that no one else does. A side filled with control, emotional abuse, and selfishness. One of the most common ways narcissists live a double life is through dishonesty and secret relationships. They may present themselves as loyal and faithful, but behind the scenes they engage in lies, betrayal, and even infidelity. They are experts at covering their tracks, making their partners feel paranoid for even questioning them. If caught, they will gaslight their partner, making them feel guilty for suspecting anything in the first place. This ability to manipulate reality allows them to continue their deception for years without consequence. Narcissists also maintain a double life in their work and social relationships at work. They may present themselves as hardworking and ethical, gaining the trust of their colleagues and superiors, but behind the scenes, they take advantage of others, manipulate situations, and create conflicts to maintain control. They will often sabotage coworkers, take credit for others' achievements, and spread false narratives to ensure they remain in a position of power. Their charm and ability to deceive allow them to succeed at the expense of those around them. Another shocking aspect of a narcissist's double life is their hidden emotional or financial exploitation. While they may appear financially responsible or even generous, they may secretly manipulate others for money, status, or resources. They might drain their partner's finances, take advantage of friends or family, or live beyond their means. While pretending to be self-sufficient when confronted, they will deny any wrongdoing and may even blame others for their reckless behavior. The most disturbing part of a narcissist's double life is that they have no real sense of guilt. They do not see their actions as wrong because in their mind they deserve whatever they want. If their deception is ever exposed, they will shift blame, play the victim, or create an entirely new lie to protect their image. Recognizing this pattern is crucial to protecting yourself. The best way to deal with a narcissist is to trust actions over words. If so, mething feels off. It probably is. Narcissists rely on secrecy and deception to maintain control. But the moment you see through their double life, their power over you begins to crumble. Perhaps the most shocking truth about narcissists is that they never truly change. No matter how many times they promise to be better, show remorse, or claim to have learned their lesson, it is all an illusion. They are masters of temporary change, making just enough effort to keep people hooked, only to return to their toxic behavior once they feel secure again. This cycle of false hope and betrayal can keep their victims trapped for years, believing that transformation is possible when in reality it is not. One of the biggest reasons narcissists never change is that they do not see themselves as the problem. Unlike people who engage in self-reflection and personal growth, narcissists refuse to take accountability for their actions. If they hurt someone, they will either deny it, justify it, or shift the blame onto the victim. Their inflated sense of self prevents them from admitting any real fault, making true change impossible. Even when they do apologize, it is never genuine. It is simply a strategy to regain control. Narcissists also lack empathy, which means They do not experience guilt or remorse in the same way others do. When they hurt someone, they do not feel genuine sorrow for causing pain. They only regret getting caught or facing consequences if apologizing will help them escape accountability. They will do it, but their words are empty, lacking any real intention to improve. The moment they regain power in the relationship, their true nature resurfaces and the cycle of manipulation continues. Another reason they do not change is that their toxic behavior works for them. Narcissists manipulate, deceive, and control others because it benefits them, whether it is admiration, financial gain, or emotional dominance. Their tactics allow them to maintain a position of power since their methods bring them the results they want. They have no motivation to stop. To them, changing would mean losing their ability to manipulate others, and they will never willingly give that up. Even therapy rarely helps narcissists because they do not believe they need help. They might agree to counseling if they think it will help them regain control over someone who is pulling away, but they do not go with the intention of real self-improvement. Instead, they often manipulate the therapist, twisting the situation to make themselves look like the victim. True healing requires humility, self-awareness, and a willingness to change. Qualities that narcissists lack. Perhaps the most painful realization for those dealing with a narcissist is that no amount of love, patience, or forgiveness will make them different. Many people stay in relationships with narcissists believing that if they just love them enough, they will finally change, but the hard truth is you cannot fix someone who does not want to be fixed. The only way to break free from their cycle is to accept that they will never be the person you hope they could be. Once you understand that a narcissist's behavior is not a phase but a permanent part of who they are, you can begin to detach. True healing begins when you stop waiting for them to change and start focusing on your own growth, happiness, and freedom. Walking away from a narcissist is not losing it, is reclaiming your power and stepping into the life you were meant to